Hey there guys and gals, my name is Luke. Welcome to this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review. This episode is a backpacking basics episode in regards to the ABCs of backpacking. Now think of this as a set of fundamentals in regards to backpacking. This is for new backpackers and experienced backpackers as well. And it's a great way to keep certain elements and fundamentals in mind. As you can imagine, we are going A, B, C, and so on, and each letter corresponds with a certain fundamental, starting with A. A is all about accessibility. Now, this is in regards to the way that you essentially pack your backpack and the gear that you bring with you. You want to pack your backpack in a way where you can gain quick access to the items that you're going to need the most. For an example of this, while you're on the trail hiking, you don't need access to your sleeping bag, but you may need access to a snack, to lunch, to water, to a rain jacket, and so on. So it's all about having access, the proper access to your gear so you can get it out easily and quickly. Next up we have B, and B is all about balance. Balance in regards to the way that you pack your backpack. You want to make sure that the weight is balanced for your body, and you want to make sure that that weight is distributed properly on your back. Because of this, you really want to focus on the weight distribution and the way that the pack is loaded when it comes to the top, middle, bottom, and sides. For an example, let's say that you have 1 liter of water in a bottle in a side pocket. That 1 liter of water weighs 2.2 pounds. For the sake of balance, you need something that weighs roughly 2.2 pounds on the other side of your pack. Balance is very, very important when you're hiking on a trail. You may be close to ledges and so on. You do not want to lose your balance. When your backpack is packed, essentially you want that weight to be an extension of yourself. It really does have to be loaded properly. You don't want the heaviest component being high up because that will make you top heavy. Not only will it be harder for you to hike, but it will make the whole loadout feel heavier. We've gone over A, we've gone over B, and now it's time for C. This fundamental deals with compression. It is all about controlling the weight inside of your backpack so that it doesn't flop around. You essentially want to compress your loadout when your backpack is full. This also relates to balance. It's very, very important to have control over your gear. If you're down in Florida and you're hiking the flatlands, this is not that important. But as you go up in elevation, you get to those rocky crags and so on, it becomes very, very important. With this in mind, it is recommended that you roll up your clothing, you use compression bags, stuff sacks for your gear, and so on. Once you have everything inside of the pack, tighten it up. Get that load to be very, very secure. All right, guys, moving on, we have D, and D stands for dry. This is so incredibly important. You want to stay dry, and you want to keep your gear dry as well. Most backpacks are not waterproof. Those that are tend to be very, very expensive. So you need to consider ways of keeping your gear dry. Pack covers, pack liners. These two options will ensure that your gear and your backpack stays dry even in the rain. And it is my recommendation that you use both in conjunction with each other. That way you can keep the majority of your backpack dry. The pack liner will keep everything inside of your pack dry, and the pack cover will keep your backpack dry. That way you're not hiking around with this sopping wet backpack that is constantly dripping and so on. For a very inexpensive option when it comes to pack liners, you can use a contractor bag, trash bag, and so on. That works very, very well. The next fundamental is E, and that stands for everything inside. When it comes to your backpacking gear, nothing should be left on the outside of your pack. Nothing should be hanging, nothing should be dangling. If you value your gear, you will make sure that it's inside of your pack where it cannot be lost, damaged, and so on. Not only are you protecting your gear, but you're also protecting yourself. As you're walking around, none of that stuff is getting caught on branches, pulling you, and so on. Now, of course, there are some exceptions to the rules, such as maybe a sleeping pad, something like that. Something that isn't going to get lost, something that's not going to get torn up. Of course, with this fundamental, you do have to use some common sense. Sometimes you simply need to attach items to the outside of your pack. Do what you have to do, but be smart at the same time. Now, when it comes to the list of fundamentals, everybody tends to have a different set of fundamentals. What I've gone over here in this episode is the basics. This is generally recognized as the list of ABCs. All right, everybody, that pretty much wraps it up for this episode. This is a backpacking basics episode. I know you guys like these. I will have more of these episodes coming up into the future. I want to say a big thank you to you all for watching the channel, supporting the channel, and so on. Also, thank you for giving me the idea of doing this episode. I had a number of viewers write in since the last episode of Backpacking Basics requesting this. So There you go. Make sure to comment down below and share your thoughts about the ABCs of backpacking. Are your ABCs any different than mine? Comment down below. Everybody, take care, strength and honor. See ya.